Hey, it's your girl Barbie J. Welcome to my channel. Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with a recap and review of Tyler Perry's other comedy drama, Zatima, Season 4, Episode 9, Smoking Mirrors. And the synopsis for this episode reads, Nathan must navigate his love triangle with Lori and Belinda, and an overdose forces Jeremiah back on the streets with nowhere to turn. First of all, Nathan don't have no love triangle with Belinda and Lori. I mean, yeah, do he? I don't think that's what that was. And that scene with Jeremiah going back onto the streets was so sad and upsetting to me. I didn't know what to do. But anyway, before we jump in with my recap and review, if you are new here or if you are returning and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. And then choose all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. And it'll let you know every time I go live, which is usually on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then I ask that you smash that like button, which is the thumbs up button. Write a comment and give us your 2 cents about what you think is going on. And then share the video because sharing is caring and you want to help assist this channel grow. Thank you. So this episode started off with Lori just arriving at Zach and Zatima's house. Did I say Zatima? Fatima. Zach and Fatima's house. And who's there but Nathan, Tony, and Angela. So Lori's surprised because she thought it's just going to be Zach and Fatima. But it's not. So here we are. She knows who everybody is. She gets introduced, but she don't know who Belinda is. And Belinda being messy, as she always is. Nathan, you ain't going to tell her who I am? And she proceeds to let Lori know that when her and Nathan were going through their little marital issues, that her husband, Nathan, was sleeping on her couch and in her bed. And ooh, they had to hold Lori back because Lori about to get her. But Lori said, first she said, you got this skank here? And she's like, skank? And stuff like that. I got your stank. And she's calling her Lori a biatch and everything. And I'm like, you're wrong, Belinda. You're dead behind wrong. And then had the nerve to say, I happen to believe in the sanctity of marriage. Everybody start laughing because they know that's a lie. Then Nathan's trying to talk to her. Belinda saying something else again. Ain't nothing to work out. And she's like, I ain't speaking to you, ho. And she was like, who you going to hoe? Ain't no hoe. And everybody's like, Angela told you, you're going to have to eat that one. You're going to have to eat that one. And Lori turned around and said, see, everybody around here think you're a hoe. And so she's talking to Nathan. And Nathan finally fesses up, say, yeah, he was there, but he needed a place to stay. He said, I made a stupid mistake. And she's like, I'm a stupid mistake? He's like, look, I apologize for using you, but I needed a place to stay. So that was that. But for some reason, Belinda's thinking he about to choose her over his wife, but he asked for a divorce. And poor Lori was so upset she didn't want a divorce. She said, you don't want to work on it? He said, I need to work on myself first and be, single. But to me, I thought he could just get a legal separation and work on himself. You don't have to get a divorce because it's going to cost a lot to get back together. Don't you want to, if you want to work on your marriage or yourself, that don't mean just get divorced, does it? I mean, put it down in the comment section what you think. I would think differently though. So throughout this whole process, Zach had to keep holding on to Lori because he didn't want her to, attack Nathan and kill him or something. And then they had to stop her from going after Belinda as well. And Belinda better watch out because Lori squeezed Tony's hand and Tony was in pain. It's like she will wax the floor with Belinda. So Belinda better watch it. And even Fatima had to remind her, look, you just got back in the friend group. You need to chill. But Belinda was really acting out of pocket. She was ridiculous the way I see it. So, but Nathan did say he was trying to be a man and tell him being honest with his feelings. But like I said, I don't think a divorce is what you need to do when you're trying to work on yourself. You just do a legal separation, something like that. But Zach told him he's proud of him. That's the most honest he's ever been. And Lori was running out the door saying, this doesn't feel like love, because he kept saying he loved her, but she said it didn't feel like it. She ran out the door. Tony went after her. He said, please make sure she don't come back with a bat or something. Zach didn't want her to mess up his house. It was all of that going on. So that was a cute little scene. So Belinda finally leaves, and Nathan's asking Zach, You think we get those strippers for a divorce party? I'm like, what are you asking about strippers after you just told your wife you love her? Come on, Nathan, grow up. And they're like, stupid, shut up. And so Fatima's like, strippers, and Angela's like, strippers. So he don't open his mouth, but then Zach's phone ring and it's Connie. So Connie lets him know that Jeremiah overdosed. Zach, the emotions on his face, he looked like he was about to cry, and he said she did, and she said no, he's in the hospital. So then Zach felt a little bit better. Then he let her know that he's over there celebrating his family, so he can't deal with this right now. And Connie said that she needs to get some time with him and Fatima if possible, and he said bet. So he goes over there and tell them all that Jeremiah OD'd, but he's in the hospital and he's okay. At that point, Angela's phone ring. She has to go because she's got a date with Sean. So she's checking her mail and she sees this package that she got, which is, I think, is one of those shots that you take to lose weight. And she's about to take that shot when Sean showed up. And she was trying to get him to go upstairs and have sex. And he's telling her, I want to have a real date with you. I made a reservation. I did all of this preparation for you. I want to take you out. And she's like, you really want me like this? He said, yeah, why is it so hard for you to believe? And he's figuring out that she is kind of insecure. He said he want to put a pause on that sex thing. He don't want to do that right now. So he told her she looked beautiful. Let's go now, because she was trying to have a reason to go upstairs to the bedroom. And they was leaving, and then she ran back in and said, I need my pocketbook. But what she did was lifted up her dress and took that shot before she left. And she grabbed her pocketbook and cell phone and went out. He gets her to the restaurant. She's like, you lied to me. You said that we was going to this exclusive restaurant and da 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 da. She was just being so difficult and ungrateful. Angela was trying to start a fight the whole night, and I felt so bad for Sean. I did not like the way she was behaving. So he finally got her into the restaurant, and she was so surprised to see that he had rented out the whole restaurant for them, had a small little table with roses, flowers, champagne, everything on it. And so he pulls out the chair for her. She sits down, and a waitress comes over and said, we have a 4-course private menu for you tonight. And Angela's like, say what? And then she was pouring champagne. And he said, thank you, Tracy. And she said, you welcome, Sean, and smiled. And Angela looked at him, and he's like, stop doing that. He told her to stop creating drama in her head. She said, what are you talking about? I'm not doing that. She caught an attitude, but y'all awfully friendly and all this stuff. He said, you're doing it. You do it all the time. You're creating drama in your head, assuming that we have a relationship, and we don't. He said, she just the one who helped me put all of this together. And then she said, wait a minute. What do you do for a living? And he said, I'm a private chef. And she's like, oh, shoot. Like, she didn't even know he's a private chef. So he said he put that whole menu together, especially for her. And he told her it was just a tasting menu. He wanted her to get a sense of what he could bring to the table. I said, oh, shooky now. Go on, Sean. So she finally got her ish together, and went along with the program. Then over at the hospital, Jeremiah's in the bed. The doctor comes and tells him everything's good, his blood work's good and all that. And I'm sitting there going, he got to have drugs all up in his blood work. I mean, how many days he been in the hospital? I don't know. But she was like, we're about to discharge you. And he's like, no, I can't go. I'm not going to survive out there. I'm sick. Can't you see I'm sick? And he knocked over a table, and she was trying to tell him that he has to go to rehab. No, those places don't work for me. She said, well, you can't stay here. It's for sick people. He said, I am sick. She said, physically sick people. You're not, you're mentally sick. So he grabbed her arm as she was calling the security, and she's like, let go of me. And security came in there and basically dragged him out. He kept saying, I'm not going to make it out there. I can't do it. Don't take me out there. And they basically dragged him out of the hospital. And honey, I felt so bad because he knew he needed help. But I don't understand why he thought if he doesn't like the rehab places, I mean, what's the difference? The rehab, the hospital, they all trying to help him. She said he was detoxed a little bit. Anyway, put it down in the comment section what you thought about that scene, but it really touched me. So now we see Connie sleep on the couch, and she wakes up to smoke, and her house is on fire, and she's running around trying to find her kids. Hakeem, get your sisters. She's yelling, get your sisters. They're not in the house, not in the room. Next thing, she crawling on the floor because they tell you to stay low when there's smoke. And she reaches for the doorknob and gets out of her apartment, and she's yelling, Hakeem, Where are my kids? Where are my kids? I'm like, this don't make no sense. No fire people are running in there. You see fire trucks, but nobody's spraying water. Nobody's by her door, and that's where the fire is. So the scene looked kind of chaotic and crazy, but they could have filmed that a little bit better. Nobody was by her door. And that's where the fire was. Make it make sense, somebody. Make it make sense. But why is she standing out there screaming, where my kids? You supposed to be running around looking for them. Anywho, then the episode ends with Zach and Fatima. Zach finished cleaning up. They want to order some food. Fatima's indecisive. Zach said, I'm going to go up and take a shower. When we come back, figure it out what you want. By the time he finished the shower, Fatima had ordered food. But when the doorbell rang and she was getting up to go to the doorbell, who outside in front of her door but crazy Leslie? And she grabs the bag of food and about to leave with it. And sure enough, our nosy neighbor Deja jump out there and grab her by the hair. And they started tussling and stuff. And Leslie was able to knock Deja off her back and stuff like that. And she turned around, and when Deja came at her, she kicked Deja in the stomach, and she ran and had dropped the bag. So the bag was on the floor. And Fatima heard all the chaos outside and the name calling and stuff. And she finally came out, and she's telling Deja to shh, shh. Deja's like, get Zach to get her. She getting away. That bitch can kick. She could fight. Fatima, she telling her she could fight. She's just going in, and Fatima's just all calm, telling her to stop. And we can't tell Zach. And here we go with this again. The girl is at your house taking your food. We can't tell Zach. I already got him calm. We can't do this. She said, girl, she said, we going to work together. She made it seem like they're going to work together. So Deja was all excited. Oh, we going to be a team? We going to be like karate detectives. One's a stripper and one's a lawyer. She is crazy. And Fatima's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So she tried to make it seem like they're working together and they have to keep this secret and all this stuff. So Deja was excited about it. But when Deja said she kicked my tubes tied, I thought I was going to die laughing. She kicked my tubes tied. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, Fatima goes back in the house after talking to Deja. And Zach is like, what was that commotion? She said the delivery guy fell and dropped the food or something like that. And he said, oh, did he mash it up? No, I don't think so. He said, I'll go set it up and then we could go watch TV. And then you see Fatima with a pain. So she's having these pains and she's not saying anything, because this is like the second or third time we saw that she had a pain and did nothing about it but deal with it. Maybe she did say the baby's kicking or something. I don't know. But we know there's something more going on. So that's the way the episode ended. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about it. I thought this was a 10 out of 10. And I will see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.